we are back at the Green Park Hotel and Resort in Pendik, Istanbul. And once again, we've assembled the very best arm wrestlers in the world. I say we, this old fella at the side of me, Mr. Engin Terzi, done it again. East versus West 7. It's almost time. Tomorrow night, we get the opportunity as fans around the world to view the very best go at it, and we're going to introduce you to those guys tonight, starting with our first match. And what a way to start things off with a guy who's already mastered the sport, Mindaugas Terasaitis. And he will be facing Oleg Chikasov. Now then, Mindaugas, I'm sure you've got a lot to say about this man. It's someone you know very, very well. Oleg is a guy who's had some wars with a man you've crossed paths with in Daniel Prokopchuk. How are you feeling going into this late addition to the card?
So yeah, first of all, just very happy to sneak into a game during the last moment. I was not that lucky when I came here last time. I thought I had mastered arm wrestling back then. I was very confident, but Nurdolet proved otherwise. When I came back home, I thought, okay, I was a bit angry on myself, and I was trying to think about the things which I could change. And I did come up with something very good. I think it's going to be brilliant. So now I'm very confident again. I feel like I have mastered arm wrestling again. I hope it works this time.
Now, we know that you're pretty much the polar opposite of the man you're going to arm wrestle, Mindaugas. You know a lot about him. You know his style. Where are you strong? Where are the opportunities? How are you going to take this guy apart?
So yeah, Oleg is obviously very special. He's able to be so skinny, but also like huge frame, so he fits into the class while being just super large. His biggest weapon, I believe, is his like static power. He's able to lock his arm up like crazy, and it's just so hard to go through it. I believe I am also not that bad in that aspect, so hopefully maybe I'll just get a better position off the go, and then just little by little finish the match.
Engin, I want to come to you next, mate. Obviously, this was a very late addition to the card. And it's one of those matches, because of that I think's being overlooked. But the quality of the athletes here to start off East versus West 7 is truly ridiculous. How do you see this one going down?
I cannot really predict, you know. If you need two matches of these great athletes, one with right arm and one with left arm. Left arm was probably one of the Europeans, most likely 2018 Bulgaria Europeans, and the right arm was the Moldova event. With both times I saw Mindaugas won. I don't know if they ever met another time or not, but these two times Mindaugas won. Whenever I check social media, people says, like, why did you say this match, you know, Cherkasov is gonna kill him? Maybe he will, but the record is not showing that way so far. So
let's go to, wait a minute, wait for the microphone to come back. Let's go over to Oleg and just get a little bit of a word from this man. Obviously, you just heard Engin say
Zurab,
that you are the favorite going into this thing. But you've taken a couple of losses. To Mindaugas in the past. Does that put any additional pressure on you? Do you feel like your endurance is going to give you that advantage over 6 rounds? Why do you think people are seeing you as the favorite?
Ну, я чувствую себя не в самой лучшей форме, но постараюсь сделать, что в моих силах, показать хорошую борьбу.
I'm not in my best shape as of right now. However, I came here with a plan, and I'm gonna show a good fight.
A man of few words, but powerful deeds. Oleg Chikasov and Mindaugas Terasaitis will start us off tomorrow. Match number 2 on the card.
Neil, sorry to interrupt, Neil. Just one more thing. I know that many fans of Oleg, they really like Oleg. They think that Oleg is going to win. But I can assure you, I brought a very good shape today, and Oleg will take a loss for sure. Let me just quickly ask Oleg, what does he like the most about losing?
So for anyone who didn't hear at home, the question for Oleg was, what does he like most about losing?
Mindaugas очень сильный спортсмен. Я с ним раньше боролся. Ну, я все равно постараюсь хорошо выступить.
Mindaugas is a very strong opponent, and he has a lot of power. However, I will do my best for it not to go that way. I'm trying to create more excitement, but he's really shy and humble. Like, it's the most humble he gets out of it.
Yeah. We will move on to the second match of the night, the return of the war zone. Adam Warszynski, a lot of excitement about you coming back to East versus West, mate. When you first came here, for many people, you were relatively unknown, and yet you managed to make a very loud statement with your performance that day. Now let's talk about unknown, because the man you're about to face is sort of like a bit of an urban legend. We heard Team Georgia talk about this guy's potential, talk about this guy's power. What do you know about Bacho?
Well, you don't really, I know only what I see and what I hear. But for me, none of it matters. He has all of my respect because he's my opponent and he's across from me on the table Saturday, and he's here. And he's here for a reason. So the unknown factor in that regard, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who he is. I prepare the same way. I brought my best shape and form, and I'm looking to make an even louder statement this Saturday.
Is this a bit of a gut check moment for you, though, Adam? Because the last time you came here, you were pulling a multiple world and European champion. This time, you're pulling a young man who's relatively unknown. The word in Team Georgia, and it's a word you've got to believe, is that this guy is absolutely terror unbound. He is a bad man. How does that change your approach to things and your feeling mentally about this? Is it a banana skin for you, Adam?
Yeah, sure. It is a gut check because, like you said, I mean, Bozidar was an established world champion, and now Bacho is, unknown in that regard. But no, I'm coming in Saturday. I'm coming in hot. I'm coming to prove a statement, and it seems like people keep doubting me and where I'm at, even though I can prove time and time and again that I belong. And Saturday, it's going to be no different.
And the last question for you, Adam, obviously the last time you came in here, people spoke about the size advantage that you had. Visually, aesthetically, you looked like the bigger, more powerful guy. Very different with this fella. Structurally, he's really put together. You've got a chance to sort of size him up and look him over. Is this guy a threat?
As far as size, no, not at all. I mean, I don't think you could sit here and look at us and say that. From the elbow to the fingertip, he's extremely gifted. That's obvious, but there's a big difference between 18 and 26, Neil.
So, ladies and gents, let's introduce everyone to Bacho Saganashvili. In the build-up to East versus West 7, we've heard a lot from a lot of the athletes sat around the tables, but not from this man. He's remained stoic and quiet, and his legend, which is unusual for a man of his age, has done the talking. The last name of Saganashvili, whilst it may not be linked to the giant sat at the side of me, has got some weight in arm wrestling. And the question would be to you, Bacho, do you feel like you can back up that name and take it forward and carve out your own legacy under the Saganashvili brand?
For sure, he will prove that Saganashvili is really, really big name in this sport.
Now, there's been a lot of talk, Bacho, about coming into this match. It may be your biggest challenge. It's East versus West. It's the pinnacle in terms of quality in world arm wrestling. Do you feel like that? Do you feel like Adam represents your toughest match to date? Or do you feel like you've pulled more difficult opponents at home in Georgia?
ყველაზე ძლიერი მოწინააღმდეგე და რთული შეხვედრა იქნება, მაგრამ მე საკმარისად კარგად მომემზადე.
So he believes, like you said, that this is his toughest match yet in his career, but he is ready 100%.
And Engin, I want to come to you. Obviously, you've got a gift for carving out these athletes, for bringing the very best in the world. Just give the people at home a little bit of background about how this match came about. Why Bacho?
I don't know. The story of Bacho is almost same as the other new hopes. Like, I am against the belief that like we should focus on already big stars, you understand? We need to really give chances to these new hopes, and then so they can have the motivation to become a new star. So what I had been hearing, especially from the Georgian team, was very impressive. And in fact, I have my own experience with him. In 2019 World Championships, he won U15 category. He was only 14 years old. And at the side table, he was beating the senior guys. And we were like, you know, I and Niaz, we were like, what's this kid doing? Like 14 years old and beating the senior guys at side table. That kid now is 18 years old. So I wouldn't just go by the suggestion of the Georgian guys, but whenever I mix it together, what I saw and what they told me 4 years after what I saw, he had to be something, you know, special. And then from other side, Adam Borzinski, you know, I'm especially focused on North American, even the South American, but I don't have so much data because they don't have as many tournaments as the North Americans. I'm so much focused on the North American new hopes, so that we need to race, like whenever we see, like we can't be depending on like John Berzing, Tata Chings, ArmBet, Michael Todd, Jerry Cadore. These are all like late 40s to 60, you understand? They has to come, you know, new hopes. And then Adam Borzinski is for sure one of them. And whenever I invited him against Bojidar, they say, oh, Bojidar is gonna kill him, you know, why did you set that match? And then he proved otherwise. So now it's kind of the meeting of like future superstars. That's what I see.
Levan, Team Georgia have massive confidence in Bacho. Tell us what your opinion of this young man is. How good is Bacho Saganashvili?
I think he's one of biggest future in the sport. I believe this. He's very strong, very smart guy, and he's Saganashvili. He has very good opponent, and I wait much. I want to see this. And thank you, Engin, for give Bacho chance for pool.
My friend, you know, like everyone who is here, in some way deserve to be here. So no need to thank. Whatever we do for arm wrestling and its future is good for arm wrestling here.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for coming.
The second match on the card there, ladies and gentlemen, super exciting. Adam, the war zone, back in the mix. Bacho Saganashvili looking to slow his roll. Exciting stuff in the second match. Now the next one on the card, from the United States of America, Doug Ehrlich. And he will face Daniel Prokopchuk. Let's start with Doug. Doug, the first time out, you managed to make a statement against a powerful arm wrestler in Relipinj. A guy with solid pedigree who could do it all. But it's fair to say that you are going up a level to face Daniel. This is pretty much the pinnacle of the weight class. Where's the confidence at, mate?
Well, as soon as I saw him, I immediately gained a lot of confidence. He's too small. He's little. I mean, he's got a big head. I know he's smart to fit that big brain in that big head. But I hate to tell you, you're coming off of a loss. 2 losses is a losing streak, and I'm going to put you on that streak.
Now, in your first match, when you pulled, you looked like the guy who had the power. You looked like the guy with the size advantage. You look like the guy with the power advantage. Yet everybody seems to be talking in the shadows that this man's the man with the power. Do you see it that way?
I mean, I think most of his power is joint driven. I watch a lot of his lifts and stuff. They're like partial lifts, angled, putting a lot of pressure on his joints. Well, I'm going to separate them, take them away from that, and I'm going to expose those little muscles.
Let's move over to Daniel, a softly spoken guy with a great big smile on his face, and always never lacking confidence, Daniel. And it's fair to say today, you guys have been getting at each other, walking around, shoulder bumping each other. Where do you see this guy? Is he a threat? Is he at your level?
Да, я маленький, но всегда стремлюсь бороться с большими. И да, Доги, у тебя большие руки, красивые руки, но это не бодибилдинг, это армрестлинг.
Yes, I'm small, I understand that, but I'm very powerful. Dog, you have really pretty big arms, but this ain't bodybuilding, this is arm wrestling.
Now, Daniel, the last time out, you pulled against Davit, a guy with real pedigree here at East versus West and at the WF Worlds. You look at Doug, he maybe doesn't have that same degree of notoriety. His real coming out party was the win here against Ray. Is this a big blow for you? Is it a step back if you lose to this man from North America?
There's no if.
Но я всегда все беру серьезно, всегда борюсь на максимум. И посмотрим за столом, если он мой уровень или нет. Если он сможет чуть-чуть поддержать меня, когда я его атакую медленно, то тогда нам приблизительно на мой уровень. А если нет, не жаль.
Well, I was looking for a tougher challenge, so I'm not sure yet if Dog is on my level or not. We will see it on the table, and if he can even stop me as I slow pull him, then it might be interesting.
Engin, coming to you again. A lot of people may think that this is too far a step for Doug Oleg. A lot of people said, really? Doug, can he win this? Shutout stake, no chance against Daniel. What made you think this may be a very different proposition to that? What did you see in the match with Ray Lipinge that felt you needed to step him up against the level of Daniel Prokopchuk?
I mean, it's hard to explain everything with words, you know, what I saw. But I know that Douglas is very dedicated and very professional. He is very thirsty and he wants so much. And after his win against Raimonds, he deserves to pull another match against someone like Daniel Prokopchuk. So I don't see that it is gonna be an easy match, as people are thinking. I think that it is gonna be a good match because Douglas is very strong guy. Daniel is also rock. The only problem, like for people to understand is, Douglas is not internationally proving it, while Daniel has proved himself already. But like Bojidar, if you look at his career compared to Adam, like you would just say that, you know, that's a mismatch. But so we never know. Maybe it's a mismatch. Maybe the opposite way. We don't know. We will see.
Now, Doug, before you pulled Ray Lipinge here at the East versus West, you told everybody that you were going to make a statement, that it wasn't going to be close. And you said the same in the build-up to this, that you felt you were the guy that could come here and show Daniel something. Is your level of confidence the same as it was last time in Turkey?
The opponents are different. My confidence level is a lot higher because I've actually had more time to actually train. I know what I'm up against, and I know he's got all the accolades. There's no pressure on me to win this. So the confidence is the same, just like last time. He's the voting favorite. He's got all the accolades, the world titles, but I'm here to take that from him. He'll always have it, but I'm going to skip the line a little. After beating him, I want a title shot. And I feel like I could get that title right now too. So he's just a stepping stone.
Ladies and gentlemen, confidence exuding from Doug Ehrlich. Team USA came ready. We'll see it tomorrow. Ehrlich and Prokopchuk goes down, third match on the card. Let's get into the higher weight categories. And Engin, Zurab Tabaridze has made his name here at East versus West, and he's become a bit of a fan favorite. This is a guy who it's fair to say that you really helped to craft him. You really helped to show the world how good this guy is, and he has had some incredible battles. His next outing, Rob Bidgent Jr., one of the most talented guys, naturally gifted arm wrestlers we've ever seen in the game.
Yep. Zurab was already good and world champion before I invited him here. The only thing is that people didn't know about him. I'm talking about generally like people from the West. And that was my intention, to show that there are many, many, many good arm wrestlers all around the world that are not famous. So Zurab, I don't feel like I helped him. He just came here as he deserved, and then he used his chances very good. And last we saw him at the AMC event, and he also proved that, you know, he is very high level puller. And now his opponent is Rab, a motivated Rab. Everyone knows that his potential is like one of the best, his capacity. And I think that after these like previous 6 events, I think that we created a team spirit. And now it is not like man versus man, but like it's like team versus team. So whenever I see that all those guys, you know, they know each other, even from their like daily life, and I see them, they are motivating each other like crazy. And I saw a very motivated Rob Bidgent yesterday when I met him, and I don't think that it will be an easy match for either side.
Let's hear from Rob Bidgent. Rob, welcome to East versus West. Highly anticipated first outing in this promotion. And some people have thrown criticism your way that you're not as active as some guys in the sport, not as active as Zurab. But one thing they could never say is that you don't pull high-level competition. The last time out, we saw you against Sasho. Now, Zurab, big ask, mate. A guy with a big pedigree, and he's proved it here. What's going to go down tomorrow in Pending?
Yeah, I mean, I always get thrown in these situations just because I want to be in the situation in world levels where it's at for me. What's going to go down tomorrow? I think I've studied the guy. I think I know the guy. I think my strengths match up really well with his weaknesses. And I think the idea of inactivity it's crazy. You know, you're active against people that aren't me. You're competing and beating people that aren't me. That has no carryover to you versus me. So, you know, I'm here, I'm in this place, and I see him, and I size him up, and I think that I've got a good day ahead of me. I think I can be the guy to crack him.
Now, you've had a little bit of advantage in some respects, I suppose, because you've got the opportunity to see Zurab pull against arm wrestlers who you really know well. We saw the battle, the epic match with Ron Bath. We saw another screamer with John Brezink. You've also seen him beaten quite comfortably by Chad Shaw. Have you been able to take any reads from that? And are you looking to emulate any of the styles you saw that gave this guy problems?
Yeah, I think two of the guys he pulled have very similar builds to me in strengths, particularly in John and Ron. We have similar builds and styles and strengths. But like Chance is going to be really hard to emulate, even though I watched it. He's really good in the straps. I don't know if I can emulate that. I think me and Zurab will have more of a me and Ron type feel. I feel like we'll be a little more gritty. And I think that I can learn from those mistakes that Ron made and hopefully bring a little youth, sorry, Ron, I'm younger than you, but bring a little youth and, get the job done where he struggled a little bit.
Now, I want to just pick on something that Engin said. He said that he saw a very motivated Rob Vigent Jr. coming into this. And it's fair to say that walking around the hotel, you seem like you're relaxed, you seem like you're in a good place. What version of Rob Vigent Jr. are we going to see? Have you come to this ready?
Yeah, I mean, everyone always saying that hype up, get hype Rob, get crazy Rob, and that's some horse hockey, man. Like, you can't just make yourself get hyped up. I think fake confidence is the worst thing in the world because it's got a real funny aroma. Like, you can't fake confidence. For me, I'm confident when I'm confident. It's not like a fake bravado. And if I have put in the work and I feel like I'm ready and I got a little something hiding in my pocket that nobody knows about, like if you come at me with a knife and I got my little 6-shooter in my pocket, I'm chill with you. And I walk around confident if I'm confident. And that's come from a little bit of preparation. And I feel like in the time that I've had, I've prepared as much as I could. So I'm comfortable with where I'm sitting. We always as athletes want a little more time, a little more this, that, and the other. But where I'm sitting today, I feel good about the person that will show up tomorrow. So yeah, you're seeing me chill because I'm comfortable where I'm sitting and I'm comfortable with meeting that dude over there that everyone says there's no chance. And I'm telling you right now, you don't want to see me win Team West or Team East because we are going to fuck this place up if I get that win. I'm going to get this fucking place popping.
So let's hear from Zurab Tabaridze. Zurab, you're here, the confidence coming from the other side of the table. You're a guy that's been there, literally worn out the T-shirt here at East versus West. They've thrown the toughest matches in the world your way. You've pulled Ron Bath. You've pulled John Brezink. Tomorrow, you pull Rob Vigent Jr. How does this guy compare with the other North American stars? Where is he at? Is he better? Is he the same level? Or is this easy day for Zurab?
ვერ შევადარებ წინა მატჩებს ვერც რომბაცთან, ვერც ჯონთან. იმიტომ რომ ეხლა რაღაც წარმოდგენა მაქვს რომზე რა ფორმაში უნდა იყოს დაახლოებით თავის გადაწევებიც ნანახი მაქვს. მაგრამ არ ვიცი, მე ერთი ვიცი რომ ხვალ გავალ ჩემს გასაკეთებელს გავაკეთებ. არანაირად შესწავლილი არ მყავს და რაღაცა ტაქტიკა შემუშავებული არ მაქვს, იმიტომ რომ ეხლა გადაბმულად ერთი წელია თითქმის ფორმაში ვარ და არ გავჩერებულ ვარ. უბრალოდ გავალ, ჩემს საქმეს გავაკეთებ, ჩემი ტაქტიკით და არანაირი სხვა ტაქტიკა არ მექნება.
So Zurab said that he cannot compare Rob to any other matches that he has done previously on East versus West. He said that about my preparation, I have not done anything specifically targeted on RVJ. He said the reason is because all this last year I've been constantly active, constantly pulling and constantly gaining more and more as much as he could. So he is regardless in the best shape possible. So he's gonna try his best and he's gonna prove himself tomorrow.
Now let's just go there a little bit because we've heard from the likes of Giannis Amelins, John Brezink, Engin and others that if you're very active in the sport of arm wrestling at world class, that is when we see the very best of an athlete. Iron sharpens iron and that's evident. Now we've just seen Zurab come back from the AMC tournament where he cleaned house and looked super impressive. Does he feel like he's at his very best right now? He seems to be in a great vein of form.
მე ვფიქრობ AMC-ის შემდეგ იგივე ფორმა მაქვს შენარჩუნებული, თუ უკეთესი არა, იმიტომ რომ უკან არ წავსულ ვარ, AMC-ის შეჯიბრის შემდეგ ხელი არ მტკივა, ტრავმა არ მიმიღია, თავს გრძნობ კარგად და თუ უკეთეს ფორმაში არა, იმაზე ნაკლებ ფორმაში არ ვარ, როგორც AMC-ზე ვიყავი.
He said that his last competition, AMC tournament, he was his best shape there, and he said that since then, if not gained more, definitely have not lost anything. So he's saying that he's as good shape as he proved himself on AMC. So basically he's saying he's in his best shape.
Now, I want to bring Travis Bajan in for a moment here, if I can, because many times speaking to you, Travis, you've spoken about the fact that a motivated Rob Vigent Jr. is as dangerous as it gets, and he has no ceiling. Who do you see as the favourite coming into this thing, mate?
Well, the activity makes you want to look to the left there. The guy's been arm wrestling every 3 months. I thought that Ingen must have owed him some money or something, because this guy's on every single card right here. And he's pulling the best guys in the world. But I think for the most part that what we've seen from Rob is that he's actually substantially bigger. And that has to, I think if you watch the Chance Shaw match, you see that maybe if there's some height and leverage disadvantage there for Zurab. So I'm hoping that, not really hoping, but kind of leaning towards the fact that Rob, hopefully, in his inactivity, has gained a substantial amount of size and length, and there should be a considerable leverage advantage. And listen, I'm rooting for anyone who takes a couple years off and comes back and wins, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, that is an exciting matchup. Rob Vigent, Zurab Tamparidze. It is going down tomorrow night. And we move on to our next match. Coming firstly to the giant North American, Cody Spur Merritt. Cody, welcome back, mate. You must be excited and maybe a little uneasy about the guy you're about to face, because he has made a name slaying giants. We saw him at the WAF. He was so impressive there in the super heavyweight division. And many people see you as an underdog here. You've got the polished up John L. Sullivan mustache going down, mate, and you look in good shape. Are you ready to take this guy down?
I hope. I wouldn't have come if I didn't think I could. He is an impressive young man. He really is. He looked really good in the World Championship last year. It's not easy to give up 100 pounds and go through a class like that, and he did a really good job. He's incredibly fast. He's got a very strong wrist, and pretty violent in his hits. He's very aggressive at the table. So yeah, I am a little uneasy about the fact that I outweigh him by over 100 pounds, and if I don't win, it's going to look pretty bad. But I mean, you win and you lose, and hopefully you learn from both and move on. But I mean, I didn't come here with the intention to lose. We've gotten to know each other a little bit over social media. He's a really good guy, very young guy. I think I've got wax in my mustache older than him. But in all regards, he's a really good guy, and I hope that we have a great match tomorrow.
Now, there's quite a bit of footage out there of Alijan. We've seen him in action. Have you been studying that? Do you have a set game plan coming into this thing?
Yeah, I've watched almost every video I could find on him. I've tried to study what his go-tos are, what he does. His last match here at East versus West, I felt like was a good representation of a style that I kind of resemble a little bit. And I feel like it's probably going to come down to who gets their spot first, who gets their position. And unfortunately, he's extremely fast at getting that position. So that's my biggest concern, getting there faster than he does, keeping his wrists straight.
Ladies and gents, Cody Merritt. Let's hear from Alijan Muratov. Alijan, you seem to hunt down the big boys. We saw you move up at the WAF to the super heavyweight class Here, you're going to be facing a very, very big North American. What is it about these big men that you like facing? Why do you always go after these when we could see you move down in weight class with no problem, and yet you always ask for the big man?
Добрый вечер, приветствую всех, дорогие спортсмены и зрители. Вопрос касательно того, что почему я хочу бороться с большими ребятами, так как можно сказать, что дефицит сейчас категории 105 килограммов, сбрасывать тоже неохота, а так есть кандидаты в 95 килограммов, мы с Ингином обсуждали насчет этого. И только приходится бороться с большими ребятами. Я ранее, вы знаете, мы все знаем, что вес не имеет значения. И, ну, надеюсь на лучшее, конечно. Коди тоже непростой человек. 155 килограммов весит, это, ну, считайте, больше 50 килограммов разница. Но, надеюсь, на лучшее, да.
First of all, I want to say hello to everybody, to all the fans and all the athletes. To answer directly the question of why I have to pull for the bigger guys is because there's currently a deficit in 105 kilos. There's simply not enough people. If Engin can come up with a plan, we will pull somebody at 105. But currently, you know, you have to arm wrestle bigger guys, and Cody is a strong opponent. He has, you know, 155 kilos in him, so I'll do my best to see what I can do against him.
Now, you were so impressive last time out. You look around this table, and there's a real crop of monsters assembled. A lot of people make mental matches, who they'd like you to face, who they'd like to see you face. But what's your mental map? Who would you like to face from the guys that you see here at East versus West, if you can get through Cody Merritt?
Ну, есть варианты, которые я хотел бы, но в данный момент хочу воздержаться, пусть будет интригой, но после нашего боя с Коди, надеюсь, вы узнаете о моих желаниях, но я сейчас воздержусь.
So I know there's a lot of requests for pull different people. However, after this match with Cody, there's some opponents I would like to pull, and there is options, but as of right now, I would like to keep it as intrigue, but there's something coming.
Ladies and gents, what a matchup there. Alijan Muratov, exciting talent from Kazakhstan. Cody Merritt, the massive American. It goes down tomorrow. We move to our next match, and the local boy, Arif Ertem of Turkey, against the ultra-powerful Georgi Zaranov. Now, I want to start with you, Engin, here. For many years, you've talked about the potential of Arif Ertem. This guy, when he's on form, has the beatings of the very, very best in the world. You only need to look at the scalp list that he's put together and who he's beaten in his career. Dangerous, dangerous man.
You are asking me the guys that he has beaten? He has wins against many guys that are sitting here. I don't want to mention all of them, but you know, he has some big wins, real big wins. And I don't know who's going to win this match. Arif has incredible starts. His explosiveness is incredible, while Zaranov has incredible endurance. I don't know how it will go, but it can go either way. And tomorrow evening, we will see.
Now let's get over and speak to Arif. Arif, obviously, you're a guy with huge pedigree at the WAF. You've had mixed fortunes here at East versus West. One more opportunity to face a man who has massive potential, massive ability. And you're right here in front of the Turkish fans. Are you extra motivated for this as a result?
Yani senin için kısacası bu maç için diyor daha fazla motive misin diye soruyor.
Yani bir önceki maçı kazandığım için tabii ki de motive olarak devam ettim antrenmanlarıma. Yani dolayısıyla şu an bir önceki maçtan da daha fazla motive bir şekilde hazır olarak geldim.
Because he has won the previous match against Cody West, he said that that caused extra motivation for him, and he said he's ready to compete. Yeah.
Let's get over to Georgi Zaranov. Georgi, difficult opponent to pull in his home nation. There's going to be a huge amount of support for this guy. Do you see yourself as a favourite coming into this thing, or do you feel tomorrow you'll be seen as an underdog by most of the crowd here in Turkey?
Всех приветствую. Ну, на самом деле, правильно заметили, то, что Ариф сильный, быстрый, многократный чемпион мира среди тяжей, меня это не очень сильно беспокоит. Больше беспокоит то, что он будет бороться у себя на родине, сильнее замотивирован. Дома, как говорится, и стены помогают. Но тут больше борьба нервов 50 на 50. Если мне удастся зацепить, я думаю, фаворит буду я. Если он успеет со старта сделать все быстро, то уже будем тренироваться дальше.
Like that you mentioned correctly that Arif is big, he's strong, and he's explosive, and he has many world titles against super heavyweights. However, this is not my concern as of right now. My concern is that we are pulling on his land, and as we say that on your land, even at your home, even walls help you. So this is going to be the concern. As far as being the favorite, I think if I can slow him down, I'll be the favorite. But if he gets me over to go, then we'll continue training.
And I just want to pick up on something that, just as you were answering the question there, Engin Terzi said, and Georgi looks really big, much bigger than before. Can you just ask him how much size he's put on since last time we saw him at East versus West? Has he put a lot of weight on, or is it just the sexy sleeveless shirt that's showing off the guns?
По силам сказать не могу. Силовые, может быть, там увеличились на 2-3%. Но по железу, по борьбе не могу сказать. Соперников было мало, с которыми я проводил тренинг, именно спарринги. А вес увеличился на 2 килограмма.
So my body weight difference is only 2 kilos. As far as training and power, it's hard to gauge my power because I don't have enough opponents around me. However, as far as the weight training goes, I may be stronger also 2 to 3%.
Ladies and gents, Arif Ertem, Georgi Zaranov. Heavyweight clash tomorrow should be an absolute killer. Sorry, I think Engin, you were going to come in with something there.
I wanted to ask Arif. Arif, the same question. Compared to the last time we saw you, how much better are you, or are you the same? Geçen sefer gördüğümüze göre ne kadar daha iyisin ya da aynı mısın?
Yani aynı olmadığımı düşünüyorum. Hem ölçü olarak biraz daha büyüdü, hem de güç olarak daha iyi bir seviyede olduğumu düşünüyorum.
Yeah, he says that compared to the last time we saw him, he's bigger and stronger. That's what he said, yeah.
That is going to be an impressive match, ladies and gents. Two world-class super heavyweights. Arif Ertem on home ground. Zaranov trying to take out the local boy. Should be exciting stuff. And we move on to our next match. And this one is highly anticipated. The return of Vitaly Larratt to the arm wrestling table. The last time we saw him, he was facing a man sat just a few seats down from him, and it turned out to be an absolute hellfire match. Dave Chaffee, Larratt went to war, and we saw Vitaly stretchered away from the venue. Here, it's a different arm, it's a different day. But what kind of shape are you in right now, Vitaly? How are you feeling coming into East versus West 7 and to face someone as dangerous as Tobias?
Всех приветствую. Сейчас нахожусь, в принципе, в неплохой форме. На левой руке уже не боролся долгие годы, это лет 5 уже практически прошло. Левая рука в хорошем сейчас состоянии у меня находится, травм нету, ничего не болит, не тревожит. Она у меня намного техничнее, чем правая рука, и поэтому я готов на ней бороться.
So he said he's been taking some time off from pulling with left arm. Now, with all this time off, all the injuries have healed. He has no issues, nothing. His left arm has always been more technical arm, so he's very ready to pull.
Now, tell me what you know about Tobias Sperong. This is a guy who's quite a young man, maybe flies under the radar of many people. Are you aware of just how big a threat this kid is?
Тобиаса я еще заметил на золотом туре, где он Дмитрию Силаеву раскрыл кисть и очень, в принципе, неплохо боролся. В дальнейшем я смотрел за его поединками, где он боролся с Артемом Морозовым, с Прудником боролся, с Женей. И я был удивлен, честно говоря. Но я не думал, что он сейчас будет весить больше, чем я. Я думал, честно говоря, что он весит намного меньше. Я думал, килограмм хотя бы 120.
I remember him from Zloty tour, where he opened the wrist of Dmitry Silayev. Then he had a great match with Morozov and pulled with Prudnik. I was very, very surprised how well he did. Also, I thought he's going to come in much lighter than me, but he's a big boy now, so he's a little worried about that.
Now today, we went out for lunch and I was speaking to Devon Larratt. You were sitting opposite Devon. And he said, you know what, I feel like that guy, pointing right at you, Vitaly, maybe the most overlooked super heavyweight in the game right now. People have forgotten just how good he is. He may be the man out there who's the greatest threat. Do you feel like you have something to prove right now, Vitaly? We saw that you came out on the losing end of your last match. Are you here to make a statement about your level, the fact that people shouldn't forget you, and a reminder that you may very well be the second best super heavyweight arm wrestler on earth?
Для меня этот турнир является большой мотивацией для того, чтобы развиваться дальше. Я хочу в первую очередь показать на левой руке очень хороший результат, а в дальнейшем показать и на правой руке очень хороший результат на вашем турнире.
So he said, of course, it's a big motivation to compete on East versus West. He wants to show how good he is with left arm and eventually show how great he is with right arm as well.
Double threat. Let's go over to Tobias Sperong. Mate, flying the flag for Sweden. Could you find a bigger opponent? How are you feeling coming into this, mate? Massive challenge for a man your age. You've been facing some tough guys.
I'm feeling really good. I know that I'm stronger than last year. I've been preparing really good for this. I feel calm, so I'm also where I want to be mentally. So I feel really good.
Now, most people would say that Vitaly's best arm is his right arm. It's the arm he's known for, and the arm he represents the biggest threat. Not the case with you. You're very much a left-hander in many ways, and people see that as your money arm. We were on a podcast a few weeks ago, and you were trying to pin me down to who I thought was going to win this match. There seemed to be a real hunger around you, a real aggression, a desire. Is this going to be a statement night for you, mate?
Yeah, of course. This match is really, really important for me. So I will do my very best.
Engin, I want to bring you in. Obviously, you put this match together. You know how dangerous Tobias is. And there's a bit of a buzz around the hotel. The size of him now, the biggest we've ever seen him. That confidence and the swagger of youth. Could this be an upset?
Oh, yeah. Anything can happen. It can go either way. If I didn't believe, I wouldn't set the match. And yesterday they were standing by each other, and I realized that, like, on the paper it says like Vitaly is 12 centimeters, almost 5 inches taller than Tobias, but it didn't look like that. I don't know, either he is not 205 or he's taller than 193, but they really look very, like, I don't know, Tobias even look a little bit thicker. Of course, Vitaly is taller. And stylistically, I think it is a very good match. But as I always say, that the last word will be said by strength. We don't know. We don't know, like, if Tobias's hand will handle Vitaly's the low hand top roll. If that handles, if his hand handles, then we may see an upset here.
Now, obviously, Tobias, we've seen you pull against some very high-level competition and been impressive throughout that time. Do you think that this guy represents, on the left arm, your most difficult match to date?
It's hard to tell, maybe. I think Morozov is more difficult for me if we look at his... but I know Vitaly's top roll is amazing and his pronator is super strong, so it will be a very big challenge.
Yeah, I think that stylistically, for outside challenge, a challenge to his hand, I think this is his toughest challenge. While Morozov's that inner side pressure was bad for Tobias on that day, but since Vitaly doesn't pull that way, so we will learn something. Vitaly's top roll versus Tobias, that strong grip. You know, these two guys probably have the strongest grips in the world.
Ladies and gents, what a highly anticipated matchup. Vitaly Larratt, Tobias Sparong tomorrow. East versus West 7, it is on. And we move to our next match on the card. A lighter weight class, but it's great to see guys who work hard do well and earn themselves a shot. Brandon Elsesser, welcome to East versus West, and I know you are super excited about the task ahead.
Thank you, Neil. It's great to be here. Definitely very excited, very nervous, and I believe that's because I'm hungry and I want to win very bad.
Now, the guy you sat next to, Paul Lynn, has already faced the man you're going to face tomorrow. You've also seen Craig Touye pull this guy. Anything you saw there send shivers down your spine, or have you adjusted your game to come ready for this one?
Did what send shivers down my spine?
The way that, the manner in which we saw Davit deal with Craig, and the fact that you faced Craig in such a war. Did you learn anything? Were you able to take anything from the Samosia match against Touye?
Yeah, I learned a lot from that. Craig's style is a lot different than mine, so I don't think that just because he beat Craig that he's going to pose the same threat to me. I have a lot of different strengths than Craig, and I think that I can utilize them in the setup and make Davit work very hard.
Now talk to me about that a minute, mate, because obviously we've seen in the past that this guy's got great endurance, but it's fair to say if there is an ace up your sleeve, it's winning ugly. You can get into some horrific positions and battle through for the win. Are we going to see that tomorrow from you?
That is definitely a high possibility. I want to win as quickly and cleanly as possible, obviously, but if it comes down to grit and will, I am perfectly okay with that too. I just don't want to lose.
Let's come over to Samosia. Davit, this is a new guy here at East versus West. Do you know a lot about Brandon Elsesser? Was he a guy that was on your radar at all prior to the match being set?
მოგესალმებით ყველას. კი, ნუ ხა პირადად არ შევხვდრიათ ერთმანეთს, მაგრამ ვიდეოებიდან, რა ინტერნეტიდან ასე თქვა, მაგ ნანახი, ბევრი ვიდეო მაგ ნანახი, ვიტყოდი რომ ძლიერი მოწინააღმდეგეა და ერთ-ერთი საუკეთესო ასე თქვა საშუალო ზონაში. ერთი შემეძლია თქვა რომ ძლიერი მოწინააღმდეგეა და კაი ბრძოლა იქნება. მე ვფიქრობ რომ ადვილად ვერც ერთი ვერ მოვაგებთ ერთმანეთს.
So about his opponent, Brandon, obviously he knows him. They have never met in person, but he knows a lot about him. He knows how tough opponent he is and how tough match he has tomorrow. He said that it's definitely not going to be easy for any of us. He's expecting some tough war against each other. And then he also repeated that all I can say is that Brandon is really a worthy opponent. he's one of the best in this middleweight category.
Now, I wanted to ask a similar question to the one I asked Brandon, to you, the other way around, in that you've just seen him pull against Craig Touye. They had an incredible battle at the Monster Factory, and then you managed to do very well with Craig Touye. Did that boost your confidence, knowing that you'd beaten the man who ran this guy so close?
კრეგს და ჩემბრძოლაზე შემიძლია ის თქვა, რომ აი ბრძოლა იყო, ანუ ადვილად არ მომიგია, ვიტყოდი რომ ადვილად არ მომიგია, რაღაც ნიუანსებში ვაჯობი, ასე თქვა და იმან გადაწყვიტა ეს შეჯიბრი ეს, ანუ ჩემი მოგება გადაწყვიტა რაღაც ნიუანსებმა. იმის ხმა რომ აი კრეგს ადვილად მოუგიან ესე დავამარცხე, არა ხო და იქიდან გამომდინარე რომ კრეგს ბრენდონმა მოუგო, ეს უკვე შანსებს ათანაბრებს ხო და ვიტყოდი რომ ჩვენი გადაწევა, ანუ ჩვენი შეჯიბრი იქნება 50-50-ზე. ძლიერი სპორტსმენია კრეგს მოუგო, ანუ კი 3-0 მოუგე მე და 3-2 მოუგო ბრენდონმა, მაგრამ ვფიქრობ ეს არ წყვეტს არაფერს. 50-50 ჩემი შეფასება იქნება ეს და ძალიან რეალურად მიმაჩნია 50-50-ზე.
Obviously, he started saying about his match versus Craig. He said that even though I won clean sheet 3-0, it was not easy match, easy victory. No, because there were some minor details which eventually lead up to the victory for Davit versus Mr. Toulier. And then he said that just because I won 3-0 and Brandon won 3-2 against the same opponent in this case, doesn't mean that I should be favorite in any matter. He's just saying that, realistically saying, and honestly, I believe it's 50-50 between me and Brandon, and he anticipates him at fully.
Now, lastly, I want to just bring in Paul Lynn. Paul, you're a guy that has had experience of both these athletes. You know Brandon very well on the work up to this thing. And you made a statement here in a great match pulling against his opponent tomorrow. What should we expect to see tomorrow? How do you see this match going down, Paul?
So the common denominators in this match, me having pulled Davit, I pulled Davit on his comeback match. That was my first match, his first match. So I got to believe Davit is an absolute different animal now. With that said, I've trained with Brandon for quite some time. We're fairly local, and we've had the opportunity to train together for Craig and other matches, and I am extremely confident that this is the best version that we're going to see of this guy, regardless of weight cut or anything like that. And if I could say something else, he's an absolute dog and a gamer, and he's been building his life up to this moment. So there's no back down and no quit. I expect a potentially very entertaining match.
A real opportunity to see a war. Both men love the battle. Both men proven in the long game. Let's hope it delivers tomorrow night. David Samusha, Brandon Elsesser, great pulling in.
Yeah, this is 85 kilo East versus West right arm world title match.
A massive opportunity. Brandon, it's time, brother. It's time. Let's move on to our next one. Paul Lynn, back in the mix. Mate, every time we see you at East versus West, you are thrown something really difficult. This may be the highest hurdle you have had to overcome. Sasho Andreev, guy doesn't take many losses. Where's your confidence at coming into this one, mate?
So Sasho is undoubtedly the biggest challenge in my career. Potentially my career in competing in all sports. I understand it. I respect everything he's done. I understand the underdog role, and I embrace it. So when I take a look at this match, I look at it less me versus Sasho, but me versus me. All I can control is the version that I bring, my preparation. And at that point, I'm at peace with what happens. But I'm bringing the best version of myself, another level up from the last match.
Now, talk to us about that a little bit, mate, because you're the guy that seems to tick every box from a training perspective. No stone is left unturned. And the last time we saw you coming in, you were facing Rustam, and you told us you felt like you were the underdog in your own mind, but that you liked being in that situation. Is this the same soup warmed over? How much gain are you able to make from the massive strides you took last time?
Well, obviously with that match and the way I chose my options early and then how it ended, I'm extremely unsatisfied with that. So there's a driving motivator behind that to try and prove validity behind some of the wins I've gotten. So again, that's me versus me. And when you look at Sasho's resume, it's impeccable. And for those that don't know him, I mean, what is it, 10 WAF titles? He is the reigning man at that 90, 95 kilogram mark. So I feel like I perform better when I'm chasing uphill. Being the guy at the top's tough, and I'm sure Levon feels that every day.
Now, we know that you're a coach, you're involved in coaching in your professional life. We know that you like to break down your opponents. I feel like Sasho, because he's so softly spoken, he doesn't go out talking about it, he just does the job, finishes the game. Have you managed to break down a specific game plan on how to defeat this guy and how to take him apart?
I mean, I have a game plan. I think there's less options than I would like. And it's kind of tough when you're breaking film down and you don't see many losses. So I mean, it's easy to see where a guy's strong, but it's tough to pick through very few losses to see where there might be a hole. And I think that's a difficulty that Sasho poses because he's so good. There's a few matches out there, and talking to Todd Hutchings and some people over the phone, I think I've come up with where my best options might be. I just think that list is a little bit shorter than some previous matches.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but is this the first time you've actually met Sasho in person?
Yes, sir.
And looking at him physically, he's not the biggest guy from a frame perspective. How does that give you a big advantage? Did that help your confidence?
I mean, I think Sasho is proof that like genetics and stature can be used to your advantage regardless of what you're given. He's excellent and impeccable in every way with initiating a hook and containing a top roll. It's super impressive. The angles change so much. I think he does the absolute best of anyone I've seen with that stature. He's got huge muscle bellies. It's almost like he was born to hook. So I don't look at that as an advantage or disadvantage. It's something to be factored in with game plan, but it's something that I have a hard time replicating in practice with someone with that stature and anywhere near that power. I don't think you can find it.
Let's move over to Sasho. Mate, welcome back to East versus West. We saw you early in the promotion and we haven't seen you since. And I wanted to start by asking you that question. You've been away from the competition for a little while. Have you managed to stay right there in terms of your level? Where are you at right now coming into this match?
Първо искам да благодаря на Енгин, както и на целия екип за поканата и за доброто посрещане да съм част от едно великолепно състезание. Също така и за мен е чест да съм на това състезание и да се изправя срещу противник като Пол, за което благодаря за хубавите думи, които каза за мен и на първо впечатление печели най-вече уважението ми за хубавите думи.
Sasho, first of all, he wants to take the possibility to thanks to be here, to take a place in East versus West, and he's very thankful for the respectful words from the side of Paul.
How big a threat is Paul Lynn to Sasho? Does he know a lot about Paul, and where does he see him in terms of the level? We know he's faced and beaten guys like Yevgeny Prudnik. Is this guy on the same level of threat?
Не мога да кажа точно за това, защото зависи кой колко е подготвен. Все пак не съм се борил с него, не мога да преценя. С Прудник съм играл доста години подред. Мога да преценя срещите с него, но с Пол...
The level of the athlete is very volatile, and it depends on the preparation of Prudnik and Pauline, how their level is. He's not able to say Paulin is in comparison to the current shape of Prodnik. And he respects his straight.
Но щом Енгин го е избрал за мой противник, значи той вижда нещо в него.
But he believes when Engin put Paul as the opponent, he's pretty sure that he's very serious opponent and he's taking him really serious.
And Engin, I just want to come to you, mate. Obviously, this is a massive match. You've set Paul in. I mean, what did this guy do to you? You keep throwing him into the hardest matches in the world. You obviously, joking aside, have massive belief in Paul.
Every time he had opportunity, he just proved that he is more than what we thought about him. And he has, I will say this, he started arm wrestling, we can say that like late age, you know, like what's that, 35? Yeah. But his professionalism is second to none.
Yeah.
The way that he's taking things seriously, like how he approached, I think that he just joined us, like just say like 7 years ago or something, but he is a great example of professionalism, and I have big respect for him. And he is at the, like he's so nice guy until he goes to the table. Yeah, and he's mentally very strong. I realized that when he was 1-2 against Samusha, I thought it was over because he won the first round and he lost, yeah, next 2 rounds. And I was like, I think he will be mentally down because this is his first international experience. But I thought, like, because he was getting exhausted, but he didn't give up. He just, that point, I realized that the guy is mentally very strong. And physically, I see him, he's getting stronger, but most important is that he is more connected, he is more coordinated. So this guy is the world title holder, and I just cannot think any better opponent than Sasho. Sasho is already at his young age, you can consider him as a legend, and he's incredibly strong, and he just thanked me for inviting him here. I should thank him that, you know, he came here, accepted our offer, and honored us. I'm expecting an incredible match. I will be just right at the front, as close as possible, and watch this.
It really is an unbelievable matchup. One more question for you on that, Engin. Do you feel like, from all the super difficult opponents that Paul Lynn has faced, do you feel like Sasho represents the most difficult?
Yes. That's it. Yeah, because his first win was against Samusha. The fact is that Samusha was lighter, and the second opponent was a great world champion arm wrestler, Irakli Gamtenadze, and he was very good, and Paul won in a dominant way. And the third opponent was a legend, but that was also after some time, you know, he was coming back, there's no excuse, Paul won. But the person that he is facing now is at his prime. You said that you didn't see him, but he has been winning European roles, Sasha. He's ready. He's in his prime, and this is the toughest challenge for Pauline.
An absolutely fascinating prospect tomorrow here for the title. Paul Lynn, Sasho Andreev, both men super consistent, both men on a tear. I cannot wait, and I'm sure you at home feel exactly the same. We move to our next match, super heavyweight division, and the return of easy money Dave Chafee. Dave, it's fair to say you've changed your style, you've changed your attitude. Speaking to the guys yesterday, it seemed like you came in a pumped up bad mood, and the man standing in your way is Rivas. What are we going to see from easy money tomorrow?
Well, I have nothing but utmost respect for Rivas over there. He's going to be a great opponent. Looking forward to it. I'm just fired up. I need a victory here in Turkey. Coming off a loss. We're both coming off losses. ready to go at the table, 100%. I'm fired up.
Now, this seems like a total attitude change from you, Dave. You usually get yourself fired. You talk to us a lot about respect, and if a guy shows you any disrespect, Rivas is like the most respectful guy in the world. He's like a human biscuit. How are you getting yourself fired up for this fella?
We just need to win. I know he's coming to the table with the same attitude. He respects me, I respect him. Nothing against Rivas, but we both need to win, and it's going to be me tomorrow.
I think he feels like, you know, he came here 3 times. He almost won first 2 matches, but somehow lost. And I think he feels like he needs to stop this.
Yeah. That is correct, sir.
Yeah, and another thing is that, you know, the guy is set to pull Devon Larratt as well next month. And he just watched his interview, you know, Devon's interview, and he saw it. The things that he saw, he didn't like it. So Devon was enough to hype him against Rivas. It has nothing to do with Rivas, but I don't know if I'm wrong, but.
Yeah, we're going to concentrate on Rivas over there. We'll deal with Devon later. I don't jump opponents, but I'll be ready to go tomorrow, and then we'll worry about Devon.
Yeah. Let's come over to Rivas. Rivas, obviously you're very aware of Dave Chafee. You've seen his resume throughout his career, but you've also seen that there are some opportunities to beat him in the long game. And we know that you're a grinder. We know that you will go hard for as long as you need to. Is that your game plan coming into this? Are you looking to beat this guy over the distance?
რა თქმა უნდა, ხა ჯერ არის შემომუშავებია. ნუ მაგას სანამ შევხვდებით მაგიდასთან ახლა ვერ გავიგებ ესე ზედაპირულად რო ვთქვა და ნუ რაც მომეცემა შესაძლებლობა იმას გავაკეთებ. რა თქმა უნდა.
So he said that so far he doesn't have any specific type of strategy. He's saying that once we touch, once we grip up, and once I realize what I'm dealing with, then I will make the decisions and choose the strategies. So yeah, that's so far that's he said. And at the end he said, obviously that's how you should do.
And where do you feel that this puts you on the sort of the global map of super heavyweight arm wrestling? Obviously you look at Georgia right now. The man sat at the side of me, the very pinnacle of the sport. Tomorrow's headline match features another Georgian in Gennadi. Do you feel tomorrow, if you can make a statement against Dave Chafee, this puts you right in the mix at the top of the division?
რავი, მე მგონი რომ უკვე ვარ ტოპებში. და ცოტა ხმამაღლა რო არ გამომივიდეს ნათქვამი. ნუ რავი, აქ ვინც ავართ, მე მგონი პირველობისთვის ვიზვით ყველა რა. და ლევანის დაერხა.
So he said that obviously he already thinks that he is in tops. The spot is already concrete, but he's saying that I don't want to be too much exaggerating my fame or my capabilities in other people's eyes. So basically he said that he thinks that he believes that he is in top, and he said that obviously we all aim, and I especially aim to the #1 spot, so Levan, be ready. That's what he said.
I want to just bring in Levan one more time on this one, obviously just to give us an indication of how you see this match. You got Rivas, Dave Chafee, you know both very well. Who's the favourite coming into this? How do you see it playing out?
ანუ გულშემატკივრობით რა თქმა უნდა. რევას გულშემატკივრობ. თუმცა აუცი შეხვედრა ძალიან საინტერესოა და ფავორიტი ჩემპიონი შეხვედრაში არ არის და 50-50 წესს შევაფასებდი და ძალიან მინდა რომ ნახო ეს მატჩი.
I'll translate from here. So he said that obviously I'm rooting for Rivas, but Honestly speaking and objectively saying, he thinks that there is no favorite in this match, 50-50, and he wishes and he cannot wait. He's looking forward to this match to see.
Another guy that I want to quickly ask the opinion, because this guy has pulled both of these guys, I can say recently. Artem, Artem, you pull against Rivas, you pull against Dave Chaffee, and we would like to know your opinion about it. Where is Artem? Yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah. You heard the question? Yeah, he pulled against Rivas and Dave Chaffee, we can say recently. And what does he think about this matchup?
Всех приветствую. Ну вот Энгин говорит, я боролся с обоими спортсменами, с Ривазом Лутидзе и с Дэйвом Чаффи. Что я могу сказать? Я думаю, я ничего не думаю на самом деле. Мне самому интересно посмотреть. Я пришел смотреть, а не делать прогнозы. Ну, если честно, 50 на 50, 50-50. Yes. I don't know.
He said he came here to watch, not to give prognosis. He believes both of them are strong, and it's 50-50.
Incredible matchup. Massive men and a massive match. Who will come out on top? East versus West 7. Chaffee, Lutidza. It goes down tomorrow, ladies and gents. Penultimate match on the card. Features two guys who are right in the prime of their career. What a matchup. Kirigali, Ongabayev, Irakli, Zurakashvili. It is on. This could be a main event anywhere in the world. We'll start with Kirigali, Ongabayev. Mate, we saw you at the last East versus West, and you were unbelievably impressive in defeating monster Michael Todd. Tomorrow night, you will face a guy who on that same night beat John Brzezinski. How much of a threat is Irakli Zurakashvili?
Здравствуйте всем спортсменам, удачи на завтрашнем бою. Я хочу сказать, я очень хорошо готовился на этот бой. Я хочу стать чемпионом и хочу стать чемпионом 105 килограмм на правую руку. Я очень завтра, что я хочу, мог, все сделаю.
He said he came in very prepared. He trained really hard for this. He wants to stay the champion at 105 kilos, and he's ready to beat Irakli.
Now, a lot of people see you as the favorite coming here. The talk online is that many people, and many of the big names in the sport, think that you are a slight favorite. Do you feel like you're the favorite here, Kirigali?
Я не знаю, люди как говорят, но завтра посмотрим, как будет. Ничего не могу сказать про себя.
Very humble, he said, we'll see tomorrow. We'll see tomorrow.
A man of few words, but my God, can that man arm wrestle? And one man who'll know that is this fella in his sexy cut-off sleeves, Irakli. You've got a big smile on your face there, mate. You know you're heading into a tough match. Are you confident against Kirigali Ongabayev?
გამარჯობა მოგესალმებით ყველას. პირველ რიგში მინდა მადლობა გადაუხადო ენგის ასეთი კარგი კიდევ ერთი ღონისძიებისთვის. ნუ ეს ერთ-ერთი ჩემი ოცნების მატჩი იყო სატიტულო ბრძოლა. ვიცი ვარჯიშე მომემზადე ძალიან მაგრად და ნუ ხალხმა კიდე უფრო მეტი мотиваცია მომცა იმით, რომ ყველა იმას ლაპარაკობდა, არ შეუძლია. მე ვიტყვი, რომ სპორტში ყველაფერი შესაძლებელია და ყოველთვის შეიძლება ყველას მოგება და მხოლოდ მოსაგებად ვარ მიაქ ჩამოსული. ვაფასებ ძალიან ძლიერი მოწინააღმდეგე მყავს, მაგრამ მხოლოდ მოგება მინდა მე.
First of all, he greeted to everybody else, greeted to official members as well. He said that, Engin, thank you for giving me the opportunity. Obviously, I'm speaking from his behalf. He said that being a champion of 105 kg was his dream. Has always been his dream since he remembers at being himself in East vs West competition. So he's been striving for this. So he came here prepared, and he also remarked all those people who say that he's underdog and Kirigali is favorite. He's saying that motivates me and puts me in the mindset to prove all them wrong and prove myself in 105 category. He said I came here to win, and that's all. He said anything is possible in this sport, regardless what they say.
Now, one more and last question for Irakli. The last time you came here, we saw you shock everyone with a move that no one even knew you had in your arsenal. Have you got something else, some other surprise tomorrow in store for this man?
როდესაც მხოლოდ მოგება გინდა, ყველაფრისთვის მზად ხარ და ბევრი საჩუქარი უნდა დაახვედრო შენს მოწინააღმდეგეს.
Whenever you are dedicated for the victory and aiming for the win, obviously you have to do anything that you can and you have in your arsenal, even though if they are even hidden. So yeah, if it takes to win, obviously he's gonna do it.
What a match, ladies and gents. Kirigali, Ongabayev, Irakli, Zirakashvili, underlining the fact that East versus West 7 has the very best in the game here doing what they do. One more match. And it is time to speak to our main event athletes, ladies and gentlemen. Gennadi Quickvinia of Georgia, Devon Larratt of Canada. It goes down tomorrow night. We'll start with you, Devon. It seems like every single time you come to any promotion in the world, it's the biggest match of your opponent's life, and they come in their final form. Looking across the table now, this guy, it looks like he's just climbed down off Mount Olympus. What do you think going into this one? You got something for this fella?
I think more, Neil, he climbed out of a dungeon in Mount Olympus because he looks more like a dwarf to me than some kind of god. But listen, this has been a long time coming, this match. This has been like 15 years. I'm glad he's in shape, but it's all a waste because the loss is going to be terrible. Terrible for him, terrible for Georgia. I am going to break you, Gennadi, and everybody here knows it. Everybody here, all the athletes, all the people at home, everybody knows that I'm going to break you. Break you to pieces, Gennadi. Even you know it already. Yeah, even Irakli knows it. Irakli knows it. Levon knows it. SG Record knows it. Everybody knows it.
Hey, Levan. Do you know Sasho?
Even Engin knows it.
He's saying you're the funny man.
I don't know.
Irakli keeps pushing me to translate. He's saying that I don't know when he said that.
Who I want to win.
Yeah.
Gennadi.
Of course.
Who will win? I don't know.
It's a close match?
Yes, very.
Yeah?
This is one of my dream match.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Go ahead.
მოკლედ მთელი 3-4 დღეა თავს მარიდებს რა, თვალებში არ მიყურებს, ველაპარაკები გამირბის, არ ჩერდება რა. აი, ეხა უკვე იცის, რომ ძალიან შორზი ვართ. და აქ არაფერი არ მოხდება და უკვე დაიწყო თავისებურად რა.
So all these days, he's running from me, he's staying from the distance, and right now as we speak, he has assured himself distanced from me. That's what he's saying, and that's why he has big mouth right now and speaking all that trash.
მაგრამ ხვალ მაგიდასთან პირისპირ რო ვიქნებით, აი მაგის ოცნებები დაიმსხრევა რა.
But tomorrow, when we will be right against each other at the table, all his dreams will crash down. You will have nowhere to go, nowhere to retreat. Now you can talk. He wants you to actually keep talking, and then he will do tomorrow what's necessary to be done. Now go ahead and talk.
You know, there are many prizes to be had in the sport of arm wrestling. People can win a WAF title. People can win it East versus West or King of the Table. There's money to be won. Gennadi has a very special spirit, right? He's like this wild horse running free in the land, right? Untamable, untamable. Tomorrow, Gennadi, you will quit. It will be the first time in your career that you will quit. And that, to me, is going to be an award that I'm going to hold close for the rest of my life. I have Gennadi's soul inside me. I have taken this wild animal and domesticated him. You will be like my pet. And after that, Gennadi, after that, I will be me.
Devon, do you want to pull right now? Do you want to pull right now? He's ready to pull right now.
I told you, Gennadi, do not cross this line.
He's ready to pull right now.
If you cross this line, Levon is going to hurt you, okay? Do not cross this line. Just sit down,
He's up to
you start now,
you
just
stand
sit
up. So
down.
are you ready to
You
pull?
sit down and
You
I'll
shouldn't
sit
have
down.
stand up.
Okay, I say 1, 2, 3.
Right, Gennadi sits down, Gennadi sits down, and I sit down.
No.
Hey. Because, Gennadi, you're going to have to get used to doing what I tell you, okay?
Sit down.
After tomorrow, listen, I'll give you one thing. After tomorrow, you have safe refuge in Canada after the Georgian team kicks you out of the country.
You no chance.
You can
Sit
come to
down.
Canada, you can party with us in Ottawa. We will take care of you. I will give you treats at night. I'll give you little biscuits and things. SG Records, tell them to sit down. Tell them to sit down. My legs are getting tired. Tell them to sit down.
He's saying that he has never beaten any arm wrestler in his long arm wrestling career the way he's going to beat you tomorrow.
I watched video of him beating people in the bar and I wasn't impressed, okay? I'm not impressed. You keep me away from him, Travis. You keep me. Gennadi, you come up to like my nose, okay? When they say go tomorrow, oh, all your dreams gone. Everything finished. Everything finished.
You are welcome. Yeah, you are welcome. There you go.
Hang on. You know how they talk about East versus West? There's like a divide, right? There's a divide. There's like a dividing line where East and West meet, right? I'm just saying, if he crosses here, there's a problem, okay? If he crosses this line.
I'm on my line.
This guy, you settle this guy down.
I'm here.
You see this hand right here? You haven't wanted to touch it all week. You can touch it now. And I've been listening to everything you've been saying, okay? I've been listening to all your bullshit.
You are very lucky that he doesn't speak English.
You can touch my hand if you want. You want to touch my hand now? Been waiting. You can touch it. All the color is leaving your body already, Gennadi. It's already leaving. I see him white. You see how white he's become? You see how huge I am, right, Engin? All right. I'm like, okay, never mind. I'm not that huge.
You are a tough guy because you know that Engin is right between you and Gennadi. That's why you feel you are a tough guy because you know Engin is right between you. That's why.
I have Levon right here, okay? I'm okay. I got Neil. Nothing over there. Hey, go ahead. Touch my hand. Touch my hand. Touch my hand.
You're shaking,
Just
Devon.
touch it.
You're shaking.
It will go somewhere, it will
No. It's just arm wrestling. This is just arm wrestling.
Yeah, give him his hand, your hand, yeah. He's ready, yeah, grab it. He's gonna pull you.
Hey,
Why are you shaking?
Well, we're gonna end up in the strap probably. See that? Like ice.
Why are you
like
shaking?
ice.
Are you scared, afraid? Oh, okay.
That's one.
Party up.
That's one. That's one win. 1-0, Levon. See that? 1-0. Right?
Can you ask him, has he ever been this much provoked before a match?
Hey, you ever watch Lord of the Rings?
He doesn't feel that he's provocated.
Doesn't he look
at
like
all.
Gimli from
He
Lord of the
doesn't
Rings?
feel,
You know,
so
little dwarf?
basically this is nothing for him. Doesn't feel provocated, yeah.
Hey, Travis, you think he looks like Gimli, don't
Gennadi
you?
said that we can
No,
clearly see
sir.
who's being provocating by seeing their hands shaking. He said that we can clearly see by his hands being shaking that he is provocated now, not Gennadi.
Look. Totally ice. Total ice. I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah. White as a ghost. I already got one pin on you, Gennadi. Listen, I'm
sit
tired
down
of
in
really
place.
talking to you. I'm really tired of it. Just sit down. Just sit down, okay?
He didn't think that you would be that weak, man. You came all the way to shake his hand and you didn't even dare to do that.
Oh, thank you, Gennadi. Thank you so much. I was getting tired of sitting. Okay. See, this is the beginning, okay? And this, guys, and this is how you teach a dog to do tricks, okay? All right, here, pass this down to Gennadi, right? Good job, Gennadi. Good job, okay? This is the first of the tricks I've taught you. Sit, okay? Next, it'll be roll over.
Gennadi.
Tomorrow you're gonna be, you will need the chair to sit down while you are in King's Move position. And it's already been ordered, and he knows exactly what type of chair you need tomorrow to sit down during King's Move.
You're gonna need the same chair Vitaly used when he pulled Dave. That's the chair that you're gonna need.
Don't even talk about Dave, he's way stronger than you.
Hey, listen, I've already taught Dave a couple tricks, okay? Dave and I right now are on the same team. But I have a piece of Dave and
The way Dave is arm wrestling is beautiful, but what you are doing is
stop
it's
it.
nonsense
Oh
what
my
you are
God.
doing.
Only a European would describe Dave's style of arm wrestling as beautiful. No offense, Dave. No offense. But that's only coming from Georgia, okay?
He's saying that Beijing's style is very impressive also, just
Oh,
like John
stop it.
Bzank.
Stop it. Stop it.
Why you are diminishing those names?
Listen,
Gennadi, are you gonna quit tomorrow? He says that he's gonna make you quit. Is that possible?
He's gonna toy with you like a doll.
Did you hear that?
Gonna toy with you down.
It's already over. Gennadi knows it's over. Everybody at home knows it's over. All the athletes know it's over. Even though you're younger and bigger than me, your wrist is going to go back. I'm going to start whispering to you. Opana, opana, opana. And it's going to be my word. It's going to be my word. Every time I say it, I'll get bigger. Opana, opana, opana. That's his magic word.
მარჯვენა ხელზე გაწერია
Got a
ერთი
magic
ქართული
word.
სახელი. მეორე ქართული სახელის დაწერა მოგიწევს და მესამესთვის დაიტოვე ადგილი თქო. რევაზი რო დაეწეროს კიდე სადმე მან.
So I guess you already know where this is going, but he's saying that you already have a great Georgian name on your right bicep. Tomorrow you will get the second one, and keep in mind that that second one name not to be too big because you would need the third Georgian guy's name also on the bicep, Rivas.
Get ready. You want to make a deal right now about tattoos? You want to make a tattoo deal? You want to? Hey, how about this? You want to do a good one? You want to do a teardrop of a Canadian flag on the side of your face? When I own you, when I break you, how about that? Little Canadian leaf tear.
პრობლემა არ არის თქო, ჩემთვის სტატუ პრობლემა არის თქო, მე ერთ სტატუს არ მაქვს თქო. შენი ხატავ თქო ეს რო აგებ ვიღაცასთან, ხან სახელს, ხან რა ისიც ახატია ხელზე რა ქვია. ხაზი. უბრალოდ რა სჭირდება არ ვიცი.
So basically this tattoo is like a cultural thing for him, so he's just against tattoos, and just you are welcome for the having tattoos on your body doesn't mean that he's also welcome to have any of those, and he doesn't carry any type of tattoo, so it's kind of a more cultural thing, but
how about
he's up for any other deal.
How about some henna then? You want to do some henna?
Henna? What's that?
Henna. Henna, just like 2 weeks. 2 weeks, Canadian leaf on your face. Yeah, we can shake on it right now. We'll shake on it, and that'll be it.
You should be ready, preparing for that tattoo, because he's definitely going to win.
We'll make a deal right now. We'll shake on it. That'll be good. Loser gets the flag tattooed on their face with henna. We'll shake on it right now, and that's good.
საერთოდ სპორტი იმისია, ვიღაცამ უნდა მოიგოს და ვიღაცამ უნდა წააგოს. საერთოდ ესეა. არასდროს არ არის გამორიცხული, რომ რაც არ უნდა მაგარ ფორმაში იყო, მომენტი დადგეს ის, რომ აი თუნდაც ჯერის და მკერდი რო გამისლა წავაგე, ხო? ტრამვისგან არავინ არ არის დაზღვეული, სანამ შეჯიბრი მორჩება. შესაბამისად, მე ტატუ ზოგადად წინააღმდეგი ვარ ჩემ ორგანიზმზე და სხვას რო ახატია, მამე შეიძლება მომწონდეს, მაგრამ ჩემზე წარმოუდგენელია ტატუ, ანუ არ მინდა. აქედან გამომდინარე შევიკავებ თავს. შეიძლება ერთ შანსი არსებობდეს მსგავსი, რომ ტრამვისგან შეიძლება შეჯიბრების ასე ვთქვათ, გამოტოვება მოგიწევს ან რაღაცა, ხო? მხოლოდ ამიტომ, თორე განა ის კი არა, რომ მე დეონის მეშინია. დეონის დამარცხება, აი, ჩემთვის არის ჩვეულებრივი ამბავი და უბრალოდ რაღაც ნიუანსის გამო ვიკავებ თავს. თორე ეხლა მაგი რო ფიქრობს, რომ მე ტატუზე თავს ვიკავებ, ეგ მხოლოდ იქიდან გამომდინარე, რომ რაც მე ჩემთვის არის ძალიან ცუდი, მაგნაირ რაღაცაზე არ დავთანხმდები და სხვა რამე შეარჩიოს ნებისმიერი რამე.
So he repeated that he is against the tattoo. He said that obviously it's no problem for you. It's apparently the case. So you have tattoos, many tattoos on your body. He said that he cannot see himself wearing any tattoo, but any other deal if you want to make, he's up for it. He also said that nobody is free from possible injury in any match at any time, so that would be the tiny possibility that may happen, and that would be the only chance for you if somehow Gennadi gets injured, and probably then will be unable to continue the match. Other than that, he will definitely win. And so he said that just because of that tiny possibility of someone gets injured, because it's always the case, nobody is absolutely guaranteed from that. He said that doesn't mean that I'm afraid from Devon, and that's why I'm rejecting a tattoo. No, he's rejecting tattoo because he doesn't carry tattoo at all. He's against it overall. But any other deal, I will repeat myself, Gennadi said he's up for it.
I've been scared of things too before, Gennadi. That was a long way to say no, but okay. It's okay.
Any other deal, or he's gonna make a deal?
Okay, how about this? You shave your beard. I'm doing you a favor, Gennadi. I'm doing you a favor.
I want to ask also Morozov's opinion.
Something more meaningful and important to be a deal, he's up for it, other than this tattoo and beard stuff. Even if it's something that carries some type of physical wealth, he's up for it. Some more important, meaningful thing, other than beard and tattoo. So think about it.
Yes, Morozov, I want to ask your opinion. What do you think about Devon Larratt versus Gennadi.
Я вообще рассчитывал, что драка сейчас будет, но что-то они не стали, короче. Я думаю, ну, отдаю предпочтение Геннадию, хотя Ларат непростой. Я отдадим дань уважения за возраст его. Будет сложный матч, но все равно за Геннадия буду болеть.
First of all, I was expecting a fight. I didn't know how this did not just happen. I'm giving my favoritism towards Gennadi in this match. However, I do respect how simple Devon is as a man and, you know, for his age and the power. But if I were to bet, I will go in with Gennadi.
აგერ მოროზოვიჩემსკენ არის, ლევანიჩემსკენ არის, რა თქმა უნდა, შენსკენ ვინ არის?
We can clearly see Morozov is on my side, Levan obviously is on my side. Who else do we have on your side?
Levon's not on your side. He said it was 50-50, and he just said that because he's Georgian.
შენ ულაპარაკო ფიქრი, ლევანი მონა თქვას.
Stop speaking on his behalf. Levan has his own.
That's what he said. That's exactly what he said. Just because you can't remember, that's what he said.
Peace, guys. Peace. Tomorrow.
Listen, it doesn't matter what anybody thinks.
Today, peace.
It doesn't matter.
Not fight.
Okay. Let's ask to Travis, and
then we can wrap this thing up right after I get done with this speech. I can 100% see Gennadi absolutely dominating Devon from a fair grip, and I can also see Devon making Gennadi quit. I am so excited, as the rest of the world is. Devon has managed to create this system, or I guess this illusion of absolute greatness and grandeur, and I am just here to witness whether it is an epic fall or just this crazy rise to the most famous arm wrestler in the world. So I absolutely cannot wait to see what happens. Congratulations, Ingen, for putting on the event, and congratulations to Gennadi and Devon for having us all so excited about what's about to take place. And I'm not gonna, Levon, don't shiver me again, all right? That's the last time.
Travis, tell me I'm the greatest.
Okay, guys, just before we wrap up tonight's press conference, we got a couple of questions from our VIP guests here in the venue tonight, and we're going to be going to those with Don Idris. Any questions from our VIP guests here in attendance?
Well, first of all, Angan and all the athletes and everyone here, thank you that you organized it and that it's possible for me to be here and possible for me to ask the question. My question is going to Dave. Dave, you obviously had some losses recently, more on like the endurance perspective and not on the power, because you're one hell of a powerhouse. We all know that. If you manage to win against Rivas, do you potentially see a rematch against Hermes, or would you prefer Gennadi?
Well, if I beat or lose to Rivas, I have Davit next. So he is my next opponent. I'm looking forward to that. And either Hermes or Gennadi would be a great opponent. Gennadi and I are 1-1, so I think that would be a good one to make it a tiebreaker. So probably Gennadi.
Thank you, Dave. We'll move on to our next question.
Yeah, I got a question for Adam. It's become your signature to just hold in the center and pose with your opponent. Are you looking to do that tomorrow with Bacho?
So we're just going to get the mic down to Adam the Warzone. Will he hold Bacho Saganashvili tomorrow and pose with the
Yeah, that's a great, I've heard that a lot. It's never really my intention to just sit there and bleed anybody. Certainly if the match gets stopped and I get comfortable, then yeah, I'm going to show, you know, where I'm comfortable on the table and just kind of do my thing. So, you know, it's never my intention, but it is fulfilling when it happens. Thank you.
There's the answer from Adam. Any more questions, guys?
Thank you for that opportunity. Engin, I have two questions. First is for Vitaly Lalitin. You are the one of the strongest top rollers in the world. But according to statistics, when you meet top rollers yourself, you lose. Can you somehow refute this and reassure the fans? And the second one is to Devon. What does it mean to you to win the person who was the last man who beat Levan? Thank you.
Ну, обычно с верховиками я также борюсь верхом, вверх на верх. И там уже видно, у кого сильнее верх, выясняется все это.
When I face somebody who is top rolling, I basically just go top roll for the top roll, and usually whoever top rolls is stronger, that's the winner. If you have continue, I can ask deeper the question if you want another one.
The second question, I think, is for Devon Larratt, yes? Okay, Devon, did you catch the question, Devon?
Yeah, I am aware that Gennadi is the last person to have a meaningful win on Levan. I do understand that. There's been quite some time in between that event and now. Yeah, it's something. There's a Georgian number 2 associated. Georgia is considered super powerhouse arm wrestling. If you can't beat Levan, beating Gennadi is, you know, it's on the way there. Any win that gets you closer to Levan is meaningful. And yeah, Gennadi being the last guy to get a win on him, yeah, that's a nice step. But I think that was a long time ago. That was, I think, maybe we're approaching a decade maybe, so it's been some time.
All right, I got a question for you, Devon. What's left for you at 115 now? Are you gonna pull, you say 115 is your casual, weight you can do any time. Is it possible that you can do 115 left and right in the future? One event?
Yes, 115, I love the category. I love a weight class. It's really nice. It's very comfortable. I feel like I can live there a long time. The problem is it's a bit too easy, unfortunately. And there's not a lot of fun in that. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some great guys around that weight that I definitely have a date with at some point. But until that's kind of set, there's a lot of guys in the super heavyweight that I want to pull before that opportunity goes away.
Is Levan one of them?
I still feel the after effects from Levan to this day. That was, I really liked that experience for me in arm wrestling. I do recognize as the #1 guy in the world, and I think that there's a margin. Honest opinion, I think that there is quite a step that Levan has separated himself from the pack. I told myself that if I were to continue on with the super heavyweight division, that I would not challenge him until I cleaned out the category, which is quite a feat nowadays as I see the super heavyweight division deeper than it's ever been in the sport's history. So there are a lot of matches for me before I get to Levan. Even if everything was flawless and I had a match every couple months, I think that even if I had a perfect streak, it wouldn't see me back there until winter next year.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think that wraps up our questions. Excuse me, I'm told we've got one more. Sorry, that is correct. We're finished. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes tonight's press conference. Apart from one other order of business, we are going to face these guys off in 10 minutes' time. We will be back 10 minutes' time to face off our athletes, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, and we look forward to seeing you all back here soon. Tomorrow night, East versus West 7 goes down. Ladies and gents, see you in 10 for our athletes face-off. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. It's time to face off our athletes for East versus West 7. Here we go. Match number 1. First of all, athletes, Lithuania's own Mindaugas Tarasaitis. Mindaugas Tarasaitis of Lithuania and his opponent, a world champion who needs no introduction. Welcome, Oleg Chakasov. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Oleg Chakasov. Mindaugas Tarasaitis will kick off East versus West 7 here at the Green Park Hotel and Resort. Engin Terzi facing the guys off, and they will start us off tomorrow night. What a match in the lightweight division. Next to go, welcoming back to the promotion, he is representing the United States of America and is known as the Warzone, Adam Fortinsky. And his opponent hails from Georgia and he's making his debut here at East versus West 7. Welcome, Bacho Saganashvili. Baby monster Saganashvili will face the Warzone Adam Washinsky. What a match in prospect. It will be our second of the night here at East versus West 7. It is on, ladies and gentlemen. What a matchup. Our third match on the card also should be a banger. This man represents United States of America, and he made a statement in his debut. Welcome him back now, Douglas Arif. Doug Ehrlich looking ripped and ready. He will need to be. The man who he faces is a former and reigning European and world champion. Raise it up for Daniel Prokopchuk. Size difference evident, but let me tell you now, the pedigree of the man in the red shirt is beyond question. Daniel Prokopchuk, Doug Ehrlich, what a matchup in prospect right there. Many people looking forward to see if the ceiling will be shown tomorrow for Ehrlich. We get the chance to find out. The next of our U.S. athletes, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a highly anticipated debut here in East versus West. It will happen tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, Rob Bidgen Jr. makes his debut at East versus West, and he will face an outstanding puller representing Georgia, Zurab Tabaridze. Zurab Tabaridze, Rob Bidgen Jr. Sizing each other up, very different frames. Both these men have massive talent, massive power. It goes down tomorrow here in Pendik at East versus West 7. Bicep off, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. Show us what you're working with, boys. Almost time. We move then to the men's super heavyweight division, and the first of our athletes is just that. He hails from the United States of America, Cody Merritt. And his opponent comes to us from Kazakhstan, and he is a dark horse and a weapon of mass destruction. Welcome, Alejan Muratov. Alejan Muratov and Cody Merritt. You can see the size difference. Muratov has made his name slaying giants. Another one stands in front of him right now. It's on. Cody Merritt, Alejan Muratov, East versus West, number 7. Big match in prospect right there. And from one match in the super heavy, we move to another. And the local boy, he will have mass support tomorrow from the Turkish contingent. Welcome, Arif Ertem. This powerful Turk, former world champion, Turkish national #1, he is ready to face off with the incredibly powerful Georgi Zaranov. Georgi Zaranov, Arif Ertem, a lot of hype. A bigger version of Zaranov, looks very powerful, very ready, but he's facing a dangerous and versatile opponent in Arif Ertem of Turkey. Super heavyweight class will light up. And if you thought that one was big, check out the next match with the towering Russian athlete who will come next to East versus West. He was formerly regarded as the #2 super heavyweight in the world and has a massive reputation. Welcome, Vitaly Lalatin. Vitaly Lalatin, the man from Siberia, towering above his opponent. But this man is on the rise. He is representing Sweden, an emerging force, Tobias Sporrong. How will the cards fall? Tobias Sporrong of Sweden, Vitaly Lalatin of Russia, the towering, imposing figure. Little smile on the face of Tobias. But he's not come here for jokes, he's come here for wins. Can he get one? And it would be a big one if he can do something with Lalatin. Ladies and gentlemen, our next man has carved out this opportunity and he is ready to deliver. Please give a round of applause and welcome him to East versus West 7. His name is Brandon Elsesser. Brandon Elsesser grafted hard for this opportunity, cannot wait to pull for the title and try to wrench it from the powerful grasp of this man. He is representing Georgia. Welcome, Davit Samusha. Davit Samusha of Georgia, Brandon Elsesser, carved, ripped and ready from the United States of America. Hungry for this opportunity. He will get it tomorrow at East versus West 7. And if you're looking for diligence, if you're looking for professionalism, for polish and preparation, look no further than this man. He is known to all of us. He is the reigning and defending East versus West champion, the White Oak Paul Paul Lynn in the house. One more challenge stands in front of him, and it is a powerful one. He hails from Bulgaria and is a multiple European champion and multiple champion of the world. Welcome, Sasho Arif. Very different stats again physically, but do not underestimate the power of the man in the red shirt. Sasho Arif faces the reigning champion Paul Lynn. Title match here at East versus West 7. Nobody smiling more than Engin Terzi. Excited about that one. What a match in prospect. And we move back to the men's super heavyweight division. And I know you're going to make some noise for this man. He represents the USA Easy Money, Dave Chafee. Easy Money, Dave Chafee back in the mix at East versus West 7. It is on. And he will face a monster from Georgia. Raise it up for Rivas Lutudze. Huge individual, Rivas Lutidze, Dave Chafee, the Georgian, looking to show that he is the force from that nation. So many great super heavyweights represented under the Georgian flag. Easy Money Dave Chafee has faced them before. He's looking to take down another scalp tomorrow. It's on at East versus West. Ladies and gentlemen, our penultimate matchup here at East versus West 7 will put a huge smile on the face of Engin Terzi and a huge smile on the face of every true arm wrestling fan around the world. Please welcome from Shadara City, Kazakhstan, Kirigali, Ongaboy! Shadara's finest is here and representing, and he will face a rising star of Georgian arm wrestling. Raise it up for Irakli Zurab. This is a man so confident he wears skinny jeans and looks good. Zirakashvili and Ongabayev. Who you got, ladies and gentlemen? What a matchup here in our penultimate battle for East versus West. Ladies and gents, the next of our athletes needs no introduction in the world. He is the first of our headliners here at the East versus West 7. Raise it up for a Soldier Boy Superman of the frozen North. No limits, Devon Larratt. And his opponent hails from Georgia. He is ready for the biggest match of his life. Raise it up for Gennadi Quickvinia. East versus West 7. Main event matchup it is in the super heavyweight division. No limits. Devon Larratt, Gennadi Quickvinia. Venom and Fire will meet tomorrow at the table in the men's super heavyweights. Ladies and gentlemen, it is on. Get your pay-per-view right now if you have not already done so. For tomorrow, it goes down like never before. This is the main event of the phenomenal card here at East versus West 7. Ladies and gents, are you ready? Because it is going down tomorrow night here in Pendik at the Green Park Hotel and Resort. Showtime. We will see you then.